Hey everyone, we are out at the Norcross Library. It really rained last night. You can see some of the water still standing around. This is, I would consider the main entry to the library. The front door is just through there. This is our glass elevator. I'm over on Britt Avenue. There'll be a drop off right here for the front of the library, and you walk up about a half flight of steps onto this area that opens to the park up on the hill. What we did is we divided the outside of the building into 3 horizontal sections, and we did that very deliberately. This pulls very heavily from Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water and Rem Koolhaas's Bordeaux House. So you've got these 3 horizontal elements, and the idea with the horizontal is to extend you out into the landscape. And then you could also take and simplify that or deconstruct that into the 3 separations of a column: the base, the capital, and the shaft. So we've got this base course here, which is all concrete, and then we have this center level, which will be all brick with these window openings punched into them, and then the top level is metal. So we've got those 3 very distinct horizontal lines, and what we did on this side is we've got the punched openings for the windows, and that represents the speed of a vehicle. So on the side that receives more vehicular traffic, we have the punched windows, and then on the slower side that is open up to the park and the plaza, we have large expanses of glass. This right here is the entry into the parking area. It's really pretty cool. And then you can start to see through here. We've got this is a utility room basically that wasn't here last time that they put up. So it's really pretty neat how we tried to create these different forms. Turning the corner, you can see back up the street. I'll walk down to the corner. So this is Buford Highway, heavily trafficked. It should be a pretty neat experience from up in the library, looking down and watching all of the traffic below. Maybe there's some Blade Runner in this building too. I don't know. You can see the stairs creeping out in the distance. So let's go walk up to the front of the library, and we'll take a tour inside and go around to the plaza and see what's happened since we were out here last. We're now coming up what will be the future half flight of steps right here to the entry of the library. The glass elevator is 3 stops, so it'll put you out on the sidewalk over here. There'll be a little bench on this wall, kind of for seating drop off. And then you'll walk up the steps onto this plaza, and the plaza was designed to open up uninterrupted onto the park. You can see the edge of the plaza here the guys are working on, and we have 3 really neat seat planters. So each of these planters have some benches, custom designed benches that we put on the side, and it's got some plantings on top of them as well. So there's kind of free forms that'll sit out through there. And then we've got this really neat custom bench that extends down the entire length of this wall and turns the corner, so you can sit on the bench and look out onto the park and see the activity there. It's really pretty neat during the summertime. They've got a fountain up on the hill, and kids like to play in that. So this is the front entry into the library here. We set it up on an axis. That seems to be something that we do on a lot of our libraries. It's just very intuitive for people to find their way through. And then as you come in, everything's organized off of this. You'll be pulled into the children's area. We used a different color palette through there, and so that should draw you in through the space. Right here will be a checkout area with a couple of kiosks. And then over in the far corner is we have 2 quiet study rooms. We've got a teen area in front of you, a maker space, and then 2 studios for music and video. And this space right here is wide open. So this is the large window walls that open up onto the park. We haven't quite gotten the windows in yet. And then we've got this really neat, we're calling it the living room over in the corner. One of the things that we're trying to do lately is create spaces within the larger spaces for people. Kind of those moments where someone can go and curl up with a book and be by themselves if they need to. And then over here to the right is going to be a little periodicals seating area. Looks great in here. So conference room, far end over there, and then meeting room. We're in the teen area right now. We've got some fun furniture in here. And check out the raised floor. This entire library is built on a raised floor. We had to do that in order to insulate the parking deck from below. And again, this is a LEED library, so it is energy conscious. There's a lot of different features. We could have a whole video tour of that. Maybe we'll do one of those in the future, kind of going around and talking about how the building saves materials and energy, conserves water. Yeah, it's really looking great with the chipboard up. You can really feel the space. It's fantastic. So again, we have this nice window wall in the corner that is going to have a custom bench on it, and you'll be able to curl up in the corner with your children and read a book to them in the light. Really pretty neat. And then over here is our children's story time area. And this is the portion that will overlook the traffic below. I'm sure that the library will have a lot of handprints on the windows here from kids looking at the traffic. You can actually hear it. Something that's kind of cool is we've got this really large pipe. All of the roof water from the building drains down through this pipe right here. It's really pretty neat. We don't have any gutters or downspouts. It's just that internal drain. So yeah, here's the space. The large meeting room here, I think we ended up seating about 110, 115 people if you really wanted to max it out. We have a movable wall, and this movable wall can open up to the meeting room. We've done that on a number of our libraries recently, and that just kind of gives more programming opportunity. We've got a really large summer reading program that you can open the wall up and spill over into the children's area. So that's something that we have started doing. It seems to be working out pretty well. This is pretty neat because we had to pour this concrete track right here around all of the raised deck. All right, let's go hit the plaza. We're up at the front stairs now. You can see the guys working on the brick. It's really pretty neat to see this long horizontal Roman. We ended up going with is it quarter bond, what they call it? See how the bricks are just offset from one another, the thickness of a brick, so 3 5/8 of an inch. And we did that so that the bricks turn the corner real nicely, and then it's supposed to make it look like they're flowing, that you got some movement to them, which I think it does. You can see the guys right here, how he applies the mortar to the top of the wall. I have tried doing this myself, and it is a definite art. But see how the brick is twice the size? So a lot of times you hear these guys will charge more for labor just because that brick's a lot heavier every time he picks it up. Imagine doing that all day. These steps, we try to just get these brick forms for them. They look really nice. Guys right here putting up the plywood panels that'll have the metal on the outside. And so that plywood panel has insulation attached to it. It's really pretty neat. It's a composite panel. That was something that we put in as an alternate in the bid. There's different ways to do it, but it's part of the system for the metal panels that we have. And then you can see our planters out here. They're holding water nicely. All the drains are plugged up right now. And so yeah, these guys will get this wood up. They'll get a little bit of waterproofing on it. That's what the black is right here. And then we'll be good to go. Here's a view of the corner, how the brick's turning. You can see how it just sort of, you take one brick thickness and turn the corner, it creates that quarter bond. A lot of brick stairs here. So this would be the one area where we decided to break our rules of having the concrete base course the brick middle course and the metal top course. But I think it was the appropriate thing to do here. Kind of adds a little bit of warmth to these stairs. We designed a couple areas on the raised plaza here for some art. When we first started designing the library, it was pretty neat. The local city here in Norcross had all these great sculptures that were set up throughout the city. And so that was kind of inspiration to create these areas where art may want to go on the plaza. These were also areas that might be some exterior programming for the library. We've got this area right here that's outside the children's area. There will be a door right in front of you. And then we have another door kind of from the teen area right here. So there's the opportunity to put art all through here and up along towards the park. And I don't know what that is. That might be some freestanding sculptures. There's all sorts of opportunities there. Looks like right now we got a reflecting pond. These are pretty neat. You know, now I sort of wonder the way they're holding water, like we really could have filled them with water. Just some really cool planters here. The landscape architect's been very worried about the waterproofing that goes along the planters. And I don't know if we have anything to worry about. They're holding water really well right now. They are also going to have the same brick on top of them. And that'll just kind of bring that brick out into the plaza and should warm this up a lot. Again, you can see the areas right here in front of us for some artwork. All right, guys, that's it for the tour of the Norcross Library. If you haven't hit the subscribe button or smash that like button, I'd really appreciate you helping out a poor architect. For some reason, it seems to really help out with the YouTube algorithm, getting the video out there. If you hit the like button, it only takes a second. So appreciate you doing that. We will see you guys next time. Here's some bonus footage. I'm across the street. And you can see the library real well from the side. See the brick stairs going in. It's pretty neat. Drive a little bit further. The library is pretty cool looking from this angle, but people are going to be driving so fast along Buford Highway that it's going to be a challenge to see it. In fact, before the project began, I had a hard time even finding the site. You just drive so fast along here. There's so much along the road to look at. It's got a really nice facade from this side. All right, guys, see ya.